So hello everyone. We are Hydro Defenders, and we are a research and solution group. We have worked on two challenges, and one is nitrate and its relation with agricultural land based on the data we were able to find. And the second is a smart rainwater harvesting innovation that we have explored, and also we have explored the potential it has based on the data analytics we found. Over to you.
So this was our field site area. Most of our study focused on Sunderland, which is mainly also the river and the farmlands on either side. So it's going to start with nitrates. According to the British Geological Survey, most nitrate pollution is from agriculture, and nitrate levels are rising by 0.3 milligram per litres per year in the groundwater supply. And also the southeast of England is more at risk, along with people who have private wells of the water supply. The research itself on the first part. So this is the field site and the nearby points of nitrate levels. Nitrate is generally beneath the levels of concern, like across the board. But in the immediate area, we do see some trends where the highest levels are near active farmland. Further away from the farmland, there tends to be slightly lower levels, but we do see there's a high amount in the river down here, and that is likely due to runoff from fields that are off map somewhere. To tackle nitrates, we have a couple of suggestions. We could improve the monitoring to gather more data, since we found that was also a problem with our study. We could also invent new fertilizers that either don't use nitrates or use less nitrates. And we can promote and incentivize farmers to limit fertilizer use until critical growth stages of their crops. We can time applications, we can time the applications firstly to avoid a rainfall periods of rainfall, and also we can time it for the effectiveness of plant growth. We could practice two things: crop rotation, and we could also practice a cover. The slides. I can't find the word. It was basically we plant cover crops, which you can kind of see at the bottom by this text box, and then we put large crops sort of interchangeably, and then we sort of interchange how we plant our crops in the hopes that the larger crops will reduce the nitrate in the soil that the cover crops sort of leach out.
Next, I'll be presenting the solution we had to curb the issue of rainwater in the sewage system currently. So right now, from information provided by you guys, the issue we face is that apparently in the UK, the sewage system is constantly overflowed, especially during rainy seasons. Thus, we propose an idea which is Aquasig, a smart rainwater harvester. How does it work? Basically, it's a decentralized rain capture on every building or household. So what we plan to do is we are going to use machine learning and AI to determine the size of the tank used in every building, and it will be used to capture those rainwaters. It will help with the storm overflow issue faced in the UK. Not only that, with the water captured, we would implement this smart on-demand purification process where sensor will be used to detect the use cases of the water. For example, let's assuming you are flushing your water. Flushing used to flush water in the toilet. So this water basically do not require a lot of filtration, and thus it'll just do minimal filtration. But on the other hand, if you are using it for cooking or for drinking water, more filter process will be done on this set water. If we use it for home integration, we could essentially, in the long term, we plan to use the smart tanks water to replace all commercially used water in the system. As in, instead of utilizing what filtered water by the council, we could use this water collected for all processes in the building. And in long term wise, it could build a community network and its impact in all neighborhoods. Um, yeah.
So here are some analytics we done on the domestic data usage and average basically rainfall that is happening in northeast region. So for small house, for small roofs, which is 55 meter square, and for large roof, we have about 100 meter square. So we can collect about 47, and for that we have about 80 meter cube of water we can collect from rain. And then if we take it, if we compare it to the consumption, the total consumption, I summed up the total consumption for 2023, and it was far beyond that. We can basically in millions, we can harvest in millions if we harvest all. And in percentages, it was about, I can say that it's for a small house, we can basically roughly 127 times the consumption of all the houses, small houses, and for if we collect from the large houses, we will get about 231 times. So since the data was basically the met data was limited, so we have done average data for northeast region. But if we get some data about some like some commercial sites, we can calculate for that as well. So
So, based on this system, what do we plan to solve? For you, the public, these rainwater drains help to solve the issue of public sewers system overflowing system, resulting in fine reduced council tax because the council do not require us to collect as much tax for this maintenance process. For the council, it will help in lowering the infrastructure strain, and it will help with the green compliance and its reputation. As for water companies, yeah, it will help to reduce sewage overflow, and in long term, it will help with its demand management. And lastly, for the global Earth, it will help with groundwater replenishment and helping in lower carbon footprints.
Yeah, so this is where I come in. So to help people visualize and see what potential they can save, what water potential they can save from the rainwater falling on their roofs, we've deployed an app. And what this app does, it uses your geolocation if you allow them, and it uses your location to, uh, let me refresh, let me input it. I'm using the free API, so it sometimes times out. So the idea is, uh, maybe give it a moment. I think it timed out. So the idea is basically it's a calculator, and if you input your location, it's supposed to show you how much amount of water and money you can save. And data is the data is sourced from Open Meteor, and this was hourly data, but I was able to consolidate it into monthly data for easier visualization. So let me see if that works. If it's not working, I'll try and show it to you on my laptop. Wait a second. Sometimes I've noticed in my demos on the university computers, there's some course issues. So let me just get my laptop.
It's just powerful. We do not have cable here though. Oh.
Have you got a US C?
Yeah. Hopefully it should support.
Okay. I'll flip to HTML. There you go.
Yeah. So it's supposed to look like this. So it gets your location, and you can change the area of your roof here. It does a little bit of calculations, a bit slow right now. Hopefully the API hasn't timed out, but at least you were able to see what it's supposed to look like. Yeah, so it adjusted based on the roof area, and it's supposed to have data for the past 5 years. So let me see if 2023 works. Yeah, so this is a little more, it's a little prettier than what I had last time. So you can see for 2023, if you have your roof area of 6,509 square feet, you would save this amount of water and this amount of money. So obviously this is not a realistic figure. The average household roof area is around 650 according to what we searched on the internet. So an average household would be saving around 50,000 liters of water if they were to implement the system that these people proposed, our group proposed. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that brings us to an end. So
We were supposed to go to the thank you slide, but I just connected my laptop, so apologies.
yeah, thank you everyone for listening to us. And yeah, thank you.
Did you think about sort of potentially, you you've got to enter your roof being squared? Do you think about sort of like potentially you could build on that and build like something which, if I put my address in, it could potentially use like a satellite?
Yeah.
So a little bit of AI to
So basically-
calculate to estimate my.
Yeah, that's it's currently doing. It's when I initially open it, it asks for your location, and depending on that, it brings the rainfall data as per your location. So it's currently doing that.
So you could build it further to actually
Yeah, we
calculate my.
Yeah, it could have the aspect of actually predicting it for the future. That's what we thought about as well.
The problem is the recognition of the roof space from more than the survey data.
Sorry?
So the problem with that, when you have to recognize your area of roof space, not all of it is viable for runoff. So you can use ordnance survey data to calculate your area of roof space, but then you have to actually use something smart to analyze the area of that roof on which you can catch the runoff. So for example, flat roofs, it's quite hard to harvest the roof.
Yeah, that's true. We did
You
go.
can make it automated with ordnance survey.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that aspect.
That's right.
Any question over here?
Yeah.
So, do you use a device on top of the roof?
So it's a smart type of a setup. So you could put in a smart box in your home, right?
Inside the
Yeah. So it's like a long-term process.
Is it anything on the roof?
It's not like there is a water tank that would collect the water, and then what through the pipelines go into your home tank, and through the sensor, like the smart device in your home, you can try, like for example, if you want to use your own water source, you can just click on it, and you can use the smart bulb to bring in the water source that you just collected. And if you just want to use the water that's coming from the council or like the water company, you can just switch it. So that's how it works. Yeah. Any more questions?
Any more questions?
No?
I think that's
all.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.